we take you back to Denver. This is in Johannesburg, where Marshalltown fire victims are trying to establish their lives at a new temporary settlement. The site will be their new home for at least now, after the city of Johannesburg organized corrugated iron structures for them. Well, the group is part of the people affected by the fire at Usindiso building, which claimed the lives of 76 people. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba is there for us and joins us once again. Ziniko, good morning to you. Earlier, you had a conversation with SANCO, the National Civics Organization. But what about the people who have been settled there? Are they satisfied with where they have been placed and the structures in which they are going to be living in?
Well, Xoli, we speak to one of them at 11 o'clock. However, to answer that question from the engagements we've been having off camera, it seems as if they've got mixed feelings in terms of how they feel about being relocated to this particular settlement. One of those things they are happy about is that at least now each individual or each family has their own space in terms of not being in a main hall with several other people in one big hall. So in terms of security, in terms of privacy, there's a little bit of that, but there's also a freedom in terms of movement. They're able to come in and go out as they wish, which was different when they were still residing in those shelters where they will need to be back at the shelter at a certain time. But let's get a sense of how the situation is from someone who's been working with them intimately. Mr. Andy, you've been working with these gentlemen and ladies who are located here since day one. You work with them intimately. You've been in and out. They should give us a sense of how's the situation in terms of the basic services.
So right now there's no electricity. There's one tap for almost 150, I believe there's 150 shacks here. And what's happened recently is, I've been told this morning that some people have been moved from Nugget Street and Jeppy into this place as well. So in terms of infrastructure, there's no real infrastructure here. It's a construction site as far as we can see. It used to be, it was earmarked for £1. The city paid 45 million rand for JMPD to use this as £1. It's now being used as a settlement, a transition area, so we're told. So even if you look at today, you see it's about to pour. We can't see any drainage here. Businesses around here have told me that the last time they had a major cloudburst, this place flooded. So we've moved people from a disaster into another disaster. That's the way we see it. No food. Remember that everybody has lost everything. And even during when they were evicted from Hofland Recreation Center, they lost more things there. So now they've arrived with everything gone, no money for food, no money for buying even things to cook, no utensils or anything. So that's the situation right now.
I mean, you said that people who are coming from Nugget Street who've been placed here. Were they also victims of fire, or were there any other people who are brought here for a different reason? Can you give us more details about that?
I don't know too much of the details. We're speaking to one of the gentlemen here who's already been allocated a shack and is already running his spaza shop here. He's from Nugget Street and he says he was evicted from there. So I think there's a big difference between eviction and disaster, and the people that faced from Marshalltown have faced a disaster in which they lost everything. So people that are evicted have a different circumstance because, like this gentleman, he's able to bring his stock. He's able to fend for himself. People in the disaster have lost everything. Even people that started their own small businesses while at Hofland Recreation Center have lost their stock during that eviction.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andy. We'll catch up with you a bit later on. That's Mr. Andy. Those human rights activists giving us a sense of how the situation is and how the residents of this particular site are feeling, but mentioning very concerning issues that there's one tap for over 100 people, but also in terms of sanitation. So we'll speak to the victims themselves at about 11 o'clock to get a sense of how things are inside from their own perspective and what is it that they need urgently. So that's the latest from us here. Xoli, back to you in studio.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thank you very much live for us there in Denver, downtown.